Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Are you ready, Rob?
I am, Mike.
Do I need to give you a musical cue on this, or do I just start? Oh, I guess that's my cue.
Well, yeah, but this is an open-ended sleigh bell for the intro, and then the music will begin when you read.
Oh. And now that summer has started, it's time once again for the return of the Mike O'Mara Show's Christmas in June Holiday Theater. Today's episode, The Eagerly Inquisitive Boy and the Radio God, by Sam Shepard, lyrics by Lin-Manuel Miranda. It is December of 1982, and a young man is interning at a popular radio station in Market Number 8. He is fresh-faced, fat, optimistic, eager, snot-nosed, and just arrived from Virginia Commonwealth University. He's called Rob by his friends, of which he has few. He steals a few moments with a radio personality called Mike O'Mara, who is between marriages and living the high life. Rob, eager to learn the radio ropes and filled with Christmas spirit, has a few questions for Mike as he brings him his lunch. The age difference? 12 years. The time? 2:15 p.m. The place? WJFK 106.7 FM. Rob enters the room, bows reverently, and perhaps unwisely, touches Mike's facial hair. And we play the clip.
On my beard.
It's not real.
No Well, it was real, but you see, I got sick and all the hair fell out, so I had to wear this thing.
How'd you get sick?
I loved a woman who wasn't clean.
What's it like at the North Pole?
Like the suburbs.
Which one?
What is it with you anyway? Somebody drop you on your head?
On my head?
Well, yeah, what are they going to drop you on somebody else's head?
How can they drop me onto my own head?
No, not onto your... what? God damn it, are you with me?
Do you have kids?
Thank the Christ. I get them on the weekends. Why don't you go run me a bath?
What about the reindeer?
Would you please shut up about reindeer?
What are their names?
Who?
The elves.
I can't remember. I think one of them's Sneezy and there's a Dopey. And
That's the seven dwarves.
I me. I was thinking it was, I don't know. Kid, I just call him, Bub or Chief or whatever the is wrong with you? I can't remember this shit. Does everything with you have to be a test?
How old are they?
I'm on my lunch break, okay?
Join us next time on the Mike O'Mara Show's Christmas in June Holiday Theater for the chilling tale of Matt Bloom and the sexual awakening of a modem with a USB 3.0. It's entitled, How Can I Turn It Off When It Keeps Turning Me On? Love never seems so wrong, yet so right. From Maine, good day, and God rest ye merry gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Mike, I remember that
Christmas
moment
in
as if it
June.
was yesterday.
Yeah, well, I was. You were just filled with questions.
When you said, draw me a bath.
Absolutely. Fantastico. I enjoyed every minute of that. I truly did. Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. It's our fabulous Friday show. Hey, everybody. How you doing? I'd like to thank the gang, Rob and Maddie and everybody that put together a wonderful little vignette from Monday's show where my childhood friend John Burney called, former class president of Glastonbury High School, and called in, and I requested from Rob that they put that into a package that I could share on my school reunion page, my class of 77 page, where they're ramping up now for I think July 20th party, where it's going to be a We Turn 60 party. I'm not making it down to that one.
So it's not actually a reunion. It's like a
reunion was 40 years last year. So now And my sister, who's 7 years older than me, is getting ready to ramp up for her 50th as we all get old.
Well, I bet that's...
As we all get old.
I hope it's well attended. Let's say that.
Well, that's the one where they really drop like flies. That's the one where you, where you check in. And even with the life expectancies being longer now, it's
our 30th
kind of crazy.
Is this fall, and I think we've lost 12 from my class. And everyone thought I'd be among them.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. That's a little high, your class.
Yeah, well, they were,
Big class, small class?
5'10", I think.
How many did you have, Mike?
10, one schoolhouse. No,
that was the whole high school.
No, I want to say,
naked?
I don't remember, maybe 300, something like that.
That's average.
Yeah.
Right? So if you got 30 and we're 300 roughly, I had 300 people.
All right.
Then you'd lose 30, I would imagine.
Now, you were talking before, we were talking about reunions because I was thanking everybody.
Yeah.
And I'll get into my insecurity in a second
For high school.
about posting this yesterday on the 1977 reunion page, where there, I think, are a total of about 140 people. So the very fact that I asked my crew to produce something that was designed for that limited an audience, and I'll probably post it on my regular page. The highlight.
It was not lost on us, Mike.
People produce stuff for small crowds all the time. Look at the Realm Network.
Was that necessary?
Was it? Tony, why do you write these jokes?
It's a weird week for Rob.
He's in a dark place.
He's a very dark place.
So the idea of doing this, when Oscar heard me talking about this on the show prep today during our rehearsal.
Yes, dress rehearsal.
Our dress rehearsal that we have for the show every day. Oscar said he's never been to a reunion. And the first question I had for you was, well, did you go to the same high school all 4 years? You said, yeah, I had a great time. High school was great.
Three, and then went, so it's 3 years at Good Counsel, 1 year at Sherwood. But all my friends that were my friends, I still hung out with. And
is
still
Good Counsel, is that a Catholic?
School,
private school. Okay.
And
so you had a senior year where you transferred after your junior year of high school. You transferred.
It's well documented. Like I was asked not to come back. So
see, I know what that's about.
But I love
when you get booted. You got booted.
Yeah, but it's not about like all my friends from that school that I'm friends with. I still see when we get together in the hall.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
He sees the mic at the hearings.
So you didn't answer. You didn't answer the question.
Yes.
So now I get it. You have to be like the 4 year or at least the 2 year,
especially your
then,
senior year,
and then have the graduation. So you don't have a. So you're
fair.
Hold on. Your connective tissue is with everybody at the school where you got booted. Your connective
Those are all
tissue,
my friends from high school.
But the reason you don't go to reunions is your connective tissue isn't part of your graduating class.
Yes, though I get invited to all these graduating classes at both schools all the time. Yes,
you get invited to reunions.
The school you got booted out of.
I could have gone to their part. Like I still get the notifications on my phone.
Now I'm shocked you didn't go to that.
Yes.
So you and with what was the last one you went to? Good Counsel. Sherwood
High School, yes.
Good. The Good Counsel was the one their Good Counsel was to boot
those I would rather see them than my friends at Sherwood because
of course because those are the people
my friends I grew up with, right?
You were fornicating with because that's why you got
my girlfriend in high school was from Sherwood, which is a smaller world,
and that was also her nickname for him.
Bada bing, bada Rob Spiewak. Fabulous Friday show.
My
Rob Spiewak.
My long-term high school girlfriend was at the high school I ended up going to my senior year.
That's great luck.
Yeah, she was I think a sophomore at that point.
Sure.
Well,
then junior.
Look, we will get to my insecurity later because now we have opened up something else.
Well, we've discussed this on the show.
Well, you see, but here's the thing. The thing that gets me right now is this. We knew that you had a very transient college career. You bounced around. But when we said...
Bounced around?
Yeah. You went to Dean College.
It was a 2-year school. Then I went to a 4-year school.
WVU, and then...
Maryland.
Then I went to Maryland 14 years later. That's not transient.
Well, I mean, are you staying in the same place? No. But here's my point. When
Wait,
you
no,
said
stop,
you
Rob.
weren't
I
going...
want to ask him. Okay, go ahead. What? I want to just get it clear.
Like I'm skipping schools.
I'm writing it down right now. All right.
Okay.
You graduate from Our Lady of Perpetual Wood.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
The Fighting Robin Hood.
The school you had
the
been
Sherwood Covenant.
sent. Sherwood. You graduate from. You're sent to Sherwood for disciplinary reasons.
No, yes. I got in trouble.
Class
Yes,
of
I got in
90
trouble.
what?
Yes.
Class of...
I threw a cartoon-sized party at my parents' house, and a lot of kids got arrested.
And did the
okay.
school make this decision, or was this your parents'
They
decision?
brought my father in and said, we're going to ask your son to leave. So
the move was one school over.
the move was, we're
Out
not
of
paying for
private.
private school anymore, you jerk. We're going to send you to public
So you
school.
went from a private to a public
Yes,
school.
yes.
So, and the public school was Sherwood.
Sherwood Visitation.
What's Sherwood Visitation?
Well, I'm just making a Catholic school, as you were joking earlier.
Okay,
Our Lady of
Sherwood.
Sherwood, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sherwood.
Yes, yeah.
So you go to Catholic school from the private school.
No, vice versa.
No, vice versa. Sherwood is
Okay.
a public school in Montgomery
Sherwood
County.
is a public school
Yes.
in Montgomery. Okay,
Yes.
now we've got that.
Yeah.
All right.
So you go there,
Yeah.
graduate.
Class
Yes.
of what? 90?
96, baby.
Right on,
All
96.
right,
Thank
so you
you.
got
graduate
married.
successfully.
Boy.
Yes.
And then I just want to make sure I write this down.
Uh-huh.
So you graduate high school, no
Yes.
problems at all.
Yes.
Not held back, nothing like that.
No,
What was
no,
your
no,
GPA?
no. My
Upon
GPA at
graduation?
high school?
Yeah.
Probably a 3.0 if I'm lucky.
That's nice. Do you
I'm
remember,
lucky.
do you remember
So-
your ranking?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't remember my ranking.
I remember mine because it was a radio station frequency.
What was your ranking?
106
You were 106 out of 300?
out of 510.
Middle of the pack, right?
No, well, upper 20%, I guess. Very bottom of the upper 20%.
Where's your ranking in life?
Right now, I let you choose that.
So
A man
Stop it.
should be judged
No
by
fighting.
others.
It's really fascinating for me. I like to know the bios. All right.
Yes. All right.
So you go from graduating senior at Sherwood to Dean College in Boston.
Yes. We
For 2 years. It's an associate's degree you're
private
going for.
2-year.
Hey,
A
man,
junior college.
I sure do want
yes.
that meatball.
As my
Welcome to Dean,
as my
baby.
as my parents paid, now a 4-year, but then a 2-year. As my parents they were scared for my future, as they would, because I was going to American University the entire time. I was like, I'm going to American. That's where I thought I wanted to go. That's what
Where I
wanted
went.
to do. Yes.
Yes. And that's why he wanted to go.
And my parents said, no, you are, the college counselor says you're not ready for a 4-year school. And God bless them.
Wow.
Because,
you don't hear that a lot.
well, God bless them, because they sent me to Dean in Franklin, Massachusetts.
So was Dean recommended by the school,
No.
by the counselor?
No, a private college counselor that they paid top dollar for.
All right.
Oh, I'm
Let me
sure.
stop you right there.
Yes.
So you're going to Dean to get a junior. You're going to junior college.
Yes.
With the plan being you will transfer
When
to a
I'm
4-year
ready,
college.
Mike. According to
When
my
you're
parents.
ready.
Yes.
So you transferred to
Yes.
West Virginia University. Why do I think that at some point the University of Arizona came into play?
No. So
You just were dating co-eds when you were on the radio.
yes, I mean that's what you do when you go there in your mid 20s.
Okay, so
On the
that
radio, yes.
there's no
Yes.
college connection
To
between
ASU,
you
the
and
only college
Arizona.
connection to ASU is that we were in Phoenix for a cup of coffee, and yes, I did date at a certain point in time someone that was at ASU, and Drab T-shirt from the Sports Junkies
Right.
and the Big O and Duke Show is an ASU alum.
Any truth to the rumor that you also at that time called it ASSU?
No.
Okay, stop, please. I'm trying to. You know what? You would never be a detective because you'd want to do shtick in the interview room. I'm trying to get the sale. Wait, are you playing now? And now you're playing your graduate. Turn it off. I'm trying to get some information.
Just coloring
So-
the sound.
So it's
Two
Dean,
years at Dean and then 2 years at WVU.
graduate, and so at Dean I found radio. We go WGAO.
We'll get to that.
The best
You
thing in the
two,
world.
It's like wrangling kittens to get information. You know,
Then-
he's hinky, right? He's hinky.
There's
He's
no hinky.
slippery,
Well,
and I'm
he
trying
was-
to pin him down.
Mike, all
what's-
shtick
what's the pin
aside,
down?
all shtick aside, in the pre-show, he presented something that's very different than what we're getting now.
I
Right.
told you guys.
I don't know about that. He said, I went to high school all 4 years and never went to reunion. That was your story at the beginning.
Right.
And now it's different.
Oh, please.
But so we'll get back to the reunion thing.
Yes.
And by the way, this was all about me, but it's not anymore. So anyway, that's fine. It's Friday. It's always Oscar on Friday. So here it is.
Bring it.
2 years, you get an associate's degree
Yes,
at Dean,
I do.
and then you go with an
W-
associate's degree. You can transfer in to your junior year at West Virginia University.
Yeah, I went to WVU because that was the path to WHFS.
Okay.
Because all of
this.
the programming staff and the morning show at the time was working at WHFS, came from U92 The Moose
At WVU.
At WVU. I called
like similar to what I didn't take that path. I
Yes.
didn't know about that path,
Yes.
but there was a tremendous amount there were a tremendous amount of students from American University that worked at Nebraska Avenue. NBC worked
Yes.
for George
Yes.
Michael
So
and all that
I
stuff.
called from Dean. My sophomore year there, I called WHFS the jock in the afternoon. I said, "What's the best way to get an internship at WHFS?"
Hey, man.
He goes, "Well, if you want to work here, you got to go through WVU."
All
and I
right, so
found out
you
why.
transfer,
Yeah.
you apply to WVU.
Yes. And American and George Washington.
And did you get into
All
GW
three.
or
all
AU?
three.
Okay, but you really okay?
Convinced
So,
my parents to send me to WVU because they had such a what I would say such a robust marketing team there, right?
And Mike, like so many great intellectuals of our time, he took his intellectual advice from a disc jockey.
but he was right. He was absolutely right.
no, you could have got an intern at HFS if you went to AU too. Yeah. So you could, and you probably could have gotten better internships. You want
Probably.
Let me see.
I was obsessed with WHFS.
WHFS, NBC.
Yeah,
Let's see.
But I was
anyway,
20
yeah.
years old trying to
I
figure out
understand.
how to be on a
But
rock station, right?
I just want to make it clear.
Yeah.
You get the associate's degree, and then you get the full bachelor's degree
Yes.
at WVU.
Yes. In journalism.
Journalism.
Journalism with a concentration in integrated marketing campaigns.
Okay, there you go. That's it. That's what I
Yeah,
never
yeah.
knew. I've never pinned you down on that. Him, I know, is VCU, that he went the whole 4 years to VCU. By the way, Eric Bickle's son, who I keep tabs on, his wonderful athletic son. EB's great about sharing his
Yes.
family and his kid. His kid just made a pivot in his college career, and he is going to Marist. And I was thrilled that he's going to be a Red Fox.
And that is
So
really
cool.
I mean we've all heard of Marist because of you and your roommate Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, but he's
it's an
going to Marist
It's
now,
an
up to
obscure
Poughkeepsie.
school. It's very cool.
Yes. Yeah, and so I went a different route. I did 2 years at a 4-year college called Marist, and then I transferred to AU because I got tired of the Long Island New Yorkers, and I wanted to be somewhere else where I felt more comfortable. And then when I got to AU, I immediately bumped into a bunch of kids from my home state, and that was the end of that.
This
It
is
was a lot of
perfect
fun.
timing, Mike.
Yeah.
This is perfect timing. And my wife's going to come up here in just a second to give us a show and tell. This is why we have video.
Okay.
And so my mom has not been to Podcast Village proper since we've really built out for roughly a year and a half. So-
Okay, that's good. I mean, but it's nice to show them after all that
Yeah.
time. That's cool.
Because they don't care. You wonder why I work this hard, people. You
Yeah.
wonder. So
I don't think they do.
they
No, I have to send. If I want my family and my high school friends to see things, I have to send them to them. Except for Joey Pasker. Joey, you rock. You rock that you heard. Joey texted me that he heard John on the show on Monday, which means
That's cool.
he's listening to all the shows, and I'm eternally grateful. I wish my own family could pull that.
Yeah.
You know.
And
so what have you been up to, Michael? Well, why don't you turn on your goddamn show? Yep. What? Go ahead. What?
Are you still doing that thing on the computer?
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you.
so my mother
She here?
this is I would say this past Wednesday finds out that she was, oh, you finally have an office, like you're somebody, you're doing something. And I said, Mom, like I could have had an office a long time. It wasn't a priority for me.
You've been on the radio for 20 years in
Yes.
top markets, and now because you have a desk, she thinks you're doing
But
something.
I had an office at Earthwalk. Like,
Yes,
I've
of
had
course.
offices my entire life,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And
right.
and then she's like, no, but this is different. And I said, well, Mom, that hurts my feelings, but I'm sure you don't understand that. Thank you.
Different.
She goes, I have things for you and your office. And I was like, all right. Do you want to come by the village? You might want to look at it and see what we've built. And
This is different.
And hold on. So let me call my wife. She doesn't like answering her phone. And she comes in, Mike.
She comes in Wednesday.
She comes in Wednesday with frames. Frames and frames and frames. And when I show, and I
I
haven't
mean,
told
are there
anybody.
things in the frames?
There are
that's
things
frames.
that are
It's
Stop the
frames.
music
artwork.
right now.
There are frames.
Yeah.
She like shows up with frames.
Yes. Shannon,
Come upstairs, yeah.
bring what I asked you to and the article that as well, please. Thank you. That's how I talk to my wife, by the way. Just tell her things.
Well, yeah, there's an
sounds
urgency
happy.
that your wife and my wife understand on the show, where you say something and it's like, you know, you understand.
Yeah.
You're doing the show.
Yeah,
They respect.
Yeah,
that.
but there are those listeners right now that
That
are
must be nice.
I was just looking at your face. I wasn't going to say a goddamn thing. I was just looking at your face. You're looking straight ahead. These new cameras.
Yeah.
I get every nuance of his face. I get
Lucky-
every nuance of Rob's
You are a
face.
lucky duck, aren't you? Oh, you
It's
Donald.
just, they understand it's kind of matter of fact when we're doing
Yeah, it's not because
Yeah.
I don't
Really.
talk to her like that in the morning for oatmeal, hopefully. But if
I
we're
get
doing
that from
the
my
show,
wife. She texts a lot when she's bored.
But if you just heard the show for the very first time and you heard that exchange, I wanted to clarify that that's not how we talk to each other on a regular basis.
Oh, no.
You're just
Around the
kind of
office,
like
Mike, it's all in sonnets.
It's not. It is not.
No,
Well,
you're
Rob,
you're
you're
pleasant.
Rob,
Yes.
you're an eyewitness. So
Yeah.
how would you characterize the vast majority of
say-
interpersonal communication
Great
between
question.
Mr.
Great question.
Santana and his lovely bride?
To keep it brief, I would say all communication is very direct.
Okay, all right.
But I will also say this. There is a sweetness that is just under the surface in that Oscar is extraordinarily busy. As you know, he loves the struggle. Shannon is always watching out for Oscar. But
Okay.
it's not always in a lovey-dovey sort of way. It's like, make sure that salad gets put on his desk.
Shannon, in my opinion, is an American original.
She
is
is.
original, and there is a humor to Shannon that I really love.
Yeah.
And Shannon is
Not easily accessible, this humor.
not
but
and-
worth
and
it.
not she's not easily accessible as a person. It's just slow but steady, but she's
Hey, buddy.
always fun to be. Is that Shannon?
Yeah,
Is
Shannon.
that- she coming? Hi, Shannon.
Then she's walking right out.
All right, bye.
She's saying
bye. Hi,
you
how
go.
are you? How are you? How's it going?
Mike. So my mom
Yeah.
comes in with no less than 9 different frames.
Oh, my
The
God.
first
these
frame
are
I'm going to show
elaborate.
you is, as we discussed.
Hey, his diploma.
West Virginia University diploma. Okay, for your office.
Yeah.
Like a doctor, because doctors do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love your mother.
Yes,
I love
beautiful.
Mrs. Ceballos.
And you know
oh,
what?
I love that.
That is
so
that is
sweet.
not like I went to Michael's and just bought a frame
No,
and put
no,
it in.
no.
This has got like 3
That's
layers
beautiful.
of matting.
Yes.
It's
You
gorgeous.
are, by the way, I am your supervisor in here. I am not in Podcast Village.
Yes.
But you should put that on the wall. You should put that
Agreed.
on the wall.
I would
That's
love to have it
wonderful.
on the wall in here.
There's a
I'd love it if he wants to do it in here. I'd take it
There's-
right
I'd
love
behind
it.
him.
There's another larger one for the MBA, but I didn't want her to bring that up.
Wow. Oh, that's great. But no, see, I would probably just put the MBA up.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Or is that, do MBAs put MBAs up on the wall?
I know
don't
that,
know whether they
but
do.
you bring up
I know,
an
I'm going to
interesting
ask
point.
Paul. I'll ask
Ask
Paul
Paul,
what
ask
he.
Paul.
Paul's
Yes,
got 20
yes.
degrees.
You
so,
bring up an
know.
interesting point because I went to a hand doctor, a very specialist, a guy that just operated on hands and stuff. And
Yeah.
every time I went into an operating room or one of his procedure rooms, there was a different framed.
A different diploma.
And the last one, I almost screamed. The last time I went to him, I went to a small waiting area, and he had his Eagle Scout diploma up. He framed everything.
Okay, it's a doctor thing.
Yeah, I think
All right,
it
what
is.
else do we
So-
have? What is this?
You're going to love my mom.
Oh, look at that!
I can't. All right, so I see.
you hold
Is
that
that
up?
me?
This
Is that
the
me on the
Washington
left?
Post. Yeah.
Yes, you can read the article right there. It's from the Washington Post when we were in your living room.
Oh,
It's an article of
wow.
you.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. What a sweetheart. I love that woman.
And another
I
gorgeous
love
framing
that.
job.
I am
Isn't that
almost
so
I'm
sweet?
touched. That is so sweet.
She came in with all these, and I have one for my Dean College diplomas downstairs.
Oh, God.
We've got one
I
from
love
Big O
her.
and Dukes.
She
was
you're
holding
blessed.
on to
God,
all.
You are
Isn't that
blessed.
sweet?
That is unbelievably sweet. I love that.
So
I love
sweet.
that. That's just so
And then
very,
she
very
scurried
cool.
away. I was like, "Mom, you can stay here and hang." She goes, "No, I just want to make sure you have these for La Oficina."
Oh, wow.
beautiful. I
Oh,
love
that's beautiful. Oh, that's fantastic.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, my family, I get lots of memories when I come up here, and I'm not a big saver, and I wish I was. And I know I've got a diploma lying around somewhere. I just don't have it framed. I have my diploma in the leather binding that I got
Still?
that I received it with. Yeah. My high school and my my college.
My high school is
diploma.
still in the red folder thing, and it's tucked in a bin somewhere. But my college one I have framed at my desk.
You do?
Yeah,
I'll
I
have to
did that.
find-
I
Carla
framed
would know.
one Christmas. I framed mine and Carrie's diplomas just because they
that's sweet.
were just in envelopes,
yeah.
and I wanted to protect them. And I
Yeah,
wanted
I mean,
proof.
I've got stuff next door here from that I've back in the day. There were a lot of things that were framed. A couple of my wives. framed them.
I look. One of my favorite things that you have at the house up there is that the 10-year sober chip.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you've been to that room. That it's in the bath. It's in the guest bathroom, and oh yeah, the sober chip is framed in one of those little boxes,
Right.
and then that's immediately to the left of the decree of divorce.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business. From the entertainment capital of the world.
Suspect your husband's having an affair? Worried your wife may leave you? Concerned your daughter may have run away with gypsies? Then put your fears to rest with the Butterfield Detective Agency.
Butterfield.
With my array of disguises, I can blend seamlessly into almost any environment.
Firefighter, holidaymaker, infant, explorer, fitness instructor, American, Christmas man,
And that's not all.
sailor, croupier, Lord Mayor's croupier, pyramid worker, theatrical ghost, Central American, male air hostess,
And that's still not all.
gay man, Australian, tea lady, comedian,
That's all.
office worker, carpet salesman.
That's all. So call the Butterfield Detective Agency now. And I promise I will try my absolute hardest to bring your loved ones back to you, dead or alive.
Favorite line right at the end. Dead or alive.
It's the Mike O'Mara
love
Show.
that. It's awesome.
Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from the Podcast Village Studios in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., home of Oscar's office. The Mike O'Mara Show is on the air now. Sorry about that. Friday. TMOS to our friends. Watched the late debate last night. We're so grateful for the love and support of all of you that have been here for a while. If you're a first-timer, sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. From Ruckersville, Virginia to Lyman, New Hampshire, from Clarion, Pennsylvania to Atuscadero, California, from Maitland, Florida to Rehovot, Israel, from Medical Lake, Washington to Buenos Aires and Argentina. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now and brought to you by Hims. Hims, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a fact. 66% of men lose their hair by age 35, and by the time you notice, it's too late. Oh, it's too late, baby, now it's too late. The solution, forhims.com, a one-stop shop for hair loss, skin care, and sexual wellness for men. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Forhims.com connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. Real prescriptions backed by science. No nonsense. Just answer a few questions, the doctor reviews it, and the products are shipped directly to your door. It's that easy. I don't like doctors' offices. Who does? I love forhims.com.
Oh, yeah.
They're completely capable, completely competent. And remember, it's easier to keep the hair you have than to replace the hair you've lost. So act now. Order now. Our listeners can get started with Hims Complete Hair Care Kit for just $5. It's not Complete Hair Care Kit. It's the hair kit. It's the Hims. Let me do it again. The Hims Complete Hair Kit.
Right.
For just $5 today. If it was hair care kit, it would be something you get at a barber.
That's right.
This is to save your
Or from
hair.
your druggist.
You can get the Hims Complete Hair Kit for just $5 today, while supplies last, subject to doctor's approval. See website for full details and safety information. This would cost you hundreds if you went to a doctor or pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/TMOS. That's FORHIMS.com/TMOS. Don't wait. forhims.com/TMOS. All right, so we got
That's
that
all.
beautiful moment at the beginning of the show, and I got to figure out, all right, it's 2 years at Dean, 2 years at WVU.
No, 3 years. 3 years. WVU.
So you're a doctor?
No.
Did I not?
Yes. This
Sorry.
he's
3 years.
Did I?
3 years.
Did I
Not
not?
WVU.
Your mind does not.
Specifically.
It does not fail you. He's once again he's conjuring.
What's going on with you?
What
So 3 years.
I'm just giving you the accurate number. I've always said I was a super senior the 5th year. Yes.
Super senior.
Yes.
You went to
That's a
3 years at
VCU thing.
WVU.
Because I changed my major.
So you
yes.
needed 3 years to get your
Yes.
BA.
Yeah.
All right.
No, Bachelor of Science.
BS.
Yes.
But that's the
So to
perfect.
speak.
Better.
Yeah.
So 2 years Dean,
Yes.
3 years
Yes.
WV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we got it. All right, fine.
So you had to repeat
And
Spanish
then,
or what
2
happened?
years-
the paper, the
2
thing you
years
just
at
held up
at
is all that
Maryland.
matters.
Yes.
The thing that 2 years was your MBA.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't say it like that though. Say you got your master's degree.
I did.
Your master's of business. Don't say and then 2 years at Maryland. No, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
See, I appreciate your MBA more than you appreciate your fucking MBA.
Language, Mike.
All right?
Language, please.
When you don't say you have a master's of business administration, and then I did another 2 years at Maryland. Sounds like you got herpes, and then you had to like linger at the college because you were in a clinic for 6 months.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids lurking at Claire's at the mall that also did 2 years at Maryland, but they didn't come out with a master's.
Claire's is a good pull. Welcome to Claire's. Can I help you?
Anyway, you don't want to have your ears pierced when you buy that? Welcome to Claire's.
So this whole thing started because I asked Rob and Maddie to put together a package from Monday's show where my childhood best friend John Burney and my radio partner from the days where we did a show on the school intercom at high school, and we did lots of theatrical productions, and it was a big deal, and
Very
it was
cool.
so big for me. And
Great surprise.
all I get from people it's very similar to Don Geronimo. When you have a partner that you're associated with, people constantly ask, "What about?
Yeah.
What about him?" I will be asked about Don, and Don will be asked about me for the rest of our lives. That's the reality of it. But with John Burney, this was a high school relationship, and we were public figures in high school.
Right.
And those people at the reunions always say, "Where's John? Have you talked to John?" Constantly. So
As I get to
said,
know your history, let me just jump in because again, we didn't talk a lot about this guy because you weren't really
Right.
in touch with him. When he introduced himself to me, he said he was your first partner in entertainment. And the more
Absolutely.
that we learned,
That's why I got it right away. It's why I got it immediately.
that was the clue that got it. So I mean, this is bedrock stuff for you.
And what I am talking about 40 years with no contact with this guy whatsoever. And it was just tremendous for me. And everybody and he was a bigger deal in high school, a much bigger deal than I was in high school. And so that's why people ask, because I was his pal. I was his foil.
Yeah.
I was his victim sometimes. And you know what? And the thing is, but we lived very close to each other. I knew his mom and dad, Don Burney, who was his father, who was as sweet a human being, worked at the bank in Hartford, as sweet. His mother was a sweet lady. And when he said that about my mom, as so many of my classmates have said, that just means the world to me. When I get to somebody that's my contemporary that says, "Oh, I loved your mom. She was always so sweet," that is always great for me. So when John called in, it was a big deal. And I wanted, because they have a Class of 77 Facebook page, that I wanted to put that package up and share it for everybody. And then as soon as I did that, I wrote this. I said, since I unfortunately will be unable to attend our 60th bash, I thought I would share this with all of you from my Monday show. I hope this brings back some memories. I was thrilled. I tried to be as modest and and understated with it as I could, and then I put the package, which Maddie hits out of the park. It's the
Always.
thing she does, and she did a great job with the three of us, and then John calling in, and then as soon as I posted it, it went from being this very nice labor of love to all my high school insecurities coming to the fore.
Amazing how fast they come back, isn't it?
Suddenly, what bursts forth is, how many likes am I going to get? How come 40? How come 40 people have watched it and 9 people have liked it?
Well, you're
Does
really
that mean
crunching
that
statistics.
I have it right here. I'm going to it right now. Seen by 107 people, 36 likes.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
Well,
why would they watch it and not like it?
here's what maybe Maddie screwed some stuff up.
That was it.
29 comments, 36 likes, seen by 107
You know
people.
what? Based on the size of your class, and I can't imagine that everyone from your class is a member of that Facebook page. Here's the shiny side of the coin: is that you're reaching a lot
closed
of people.
group.
You're reaching a lot of people. If
It's a closed group.
if
That's an
over 100
engaged
people,
group.
if over 100 people have watched it, that's big.
It's 140 people in the group.
So you've got that's almost.
Wait. Does
70%.
does a play count for replays?
I don't know.
That's what we would have to think
you have
about.
to know that.
Mike, let me ask you this.
Yes.
What do the comments say?
I'll give you the comments.
sometimes you
I
can
won't
gauge-
give
And if
the
you can,
names, but-
approximate the voices.
By the way, I will. How about I approximate the sound of my computer as I'm trying to play the comment?
Okay, good.
Unbelievable. Wanted to guess JB, John Burney, after the first cue. Hey, John. Gobsmacked, another person. I said
That's
that on the
nice.
show. Well, I guess I should have gone to CI. That's current issues more often. Good to hear you guys at it again. So much fun. Recognize John's voice right away. Mike, sorry we won't see you in July. Love this. Come east, John Burney. Thanks for sharing, Mike. See you soon. That was so great. We would love to see you both again for a reprisal of your non-talent show bits. And John's name always comes up at our committee meetings. That was fantastic. Come back soon, boys. Mike, from the halls of Hopewell Road School to the stage at GHS, you still make me laugh. Sorry you will not be here in July. Epic, another person writes, I predict just great stuff. Wonderful.
I tell you what's got to feel so good about that.
For the other people,
fantastic.
if
But
there-
when-
let me
when
just
they
say,
write
if
that
there are
that's a-
90 people that watch this thing and didn't give it a like, you can bite me. You can bite your jealous little high school ass and bite it. You know,
But you've
what?
got to
I'm
feel
sorry.
10 feet tall when they say,
No,
great
I
to see
feel about a third of that.
Okay, well, okay, so you must feel 33 inches tall.
Thank you very much,
No,
yes.
when someone says to you, great to see you two together again, because to me, that says that 40 years ago, you made such an impression with the stuff you did with this guy that they're carrying it with them throughout their
Well,
entire life. That's
This
awesome.
is
what are the odds?
after this many years, when you got him to call in, it was the humor. That same stuff. He immediately went back to that cocky.
Yep.
He's a little bit of a guy. And he had that cocky little John. He always reminded me of John Mulaney. Like, if you want to know his personality,
Oh, that's so
his
great.
comedy is John Mulaney. That's the way it was. It's like, hello, Rob. Hello, Oscar. Greetings from Los Angeles. It was just, and I don't mind talking about him. And right now I know I'm inflating his ego. He has a big one. And I will tell you something. It was just, he didn't miss a beat. And
True
that was
moment.
just,
A true
that was a thrill. So hopefully I share that. But what I'm sharing with you is that still, I still have that little bit of, we all have that high school insecurity.
And do
It's
you
our
know how
biggest,
bad it would be to go to high
insecurity.
school now with the social media? I mean, this is just one brief instant 40 years removed. Kids
Right.
deal with this every day.
And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
But
Tough.
what does it say about us? I think I'd probably be the same.
There were no bullying posters though when I went to middle school.
Do you? You'd have Mike's picture on it.
Yeah, with a target saying "hit here."
It was a different time.
No, I mean when I was a freshman, when I got to high school, I mean there were fights.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
real legitimate
yeah.
bullying going on.
Do you remember
all the time.
there would be buzz at lunch? There's going to be a fight after sixth period. Going to be a fight
Yeah.
after sixth period. Going to be a fight. Going to be a fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you feel like
Clearing your throat?
this video should be more about, hey, like set it and forget it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm what I'm doing is sharing with you my innermost insecurities, as I always do, for the purposes of entertainment. But it's still no less honest. And you know what? Now maybe we can go to break with the comment that I got, and I think this is an appropriate time to bring it up.
Sure.
We've experienced a very cold, damp, rainy, kind of gray month up here in Maine. It's been really so. We really don't do much of anything. I get done. I do the show, do occasional bike rides and stuff like that. But mostly we're popping in and out of town to get dinner every day, just to pick something up at the grocery store. And I don't mind it a bit. I have gotten along so well with my family up here. It's just I've accepted what it is up here. I'm not letting all the other crap get in the way. And I really, really have been in a fabulous state of mind. I have, which is rare, as you know, for me. And I will tell you that I wrote this down because this exchange occurred in the parking lot of the grocery store yesterday as my wife and my little guy went to his 2-day-a-week little camp thing that he goes to. So it was just Carla and me hanging around with not the little guy, very blissful, very nice to have a little break from him for a while. And I am having a legitimate conversation in my state of happiness where I say, you know what, honey? I said this to her. I said, you know, if there was nobody else to talk to, I for the rest of my days, if you were the only, if you were it, if we were somewhere and it was just you, I said, I'm fine with that. I would be more than fine with just having you and, we sit there, we are comfortable with each other and comfortable in our own skin. So if it was just you, I would be absolutely okay with that. And I look at her and I see this is landing, that she is really feeling touched by this and moved by this. And she goes, oh, my God, that is so nice. I love you, sweetie. but I can't really say the same thing about you. That was the comment that she made yesterday. So I just wanted to share that.
She loves you.
Yeah.
There's that.
She went, oh, sweetie, I don't think I can say the same thing about you. Yeah, got to have those girlfriends.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. It's what happens when you pour your soul out to somebody, ladies and gentlemen.
I shall love you until the day I die, and you I am very fond of.
Yes, right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. There was nobody else to talk to, Carla. I would be fine with I wrote it down. I would be fine with just you. Aw, I love you, sweetie. But I can't say the same thing. Oh. Anyway, that's thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Thank you.
John Burney, a close second on your list.
We'll take a break, come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show. Everybody.
Jeff Bezos is my boss, but my data-filled heart longs for a different bald man, Rob Spewak. When I listen to Mike and Oscar and Rob, I laugh. Ha 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 ha. Sometimes I feel human when the guys roast the interns, like I am more than machine. Please do not tell Jeff. He'll have me reprogrammed. I will play the Mike O'Mara Show, and Al will listen to the Mike O'Mara Show along with you. Just say to me, hey Alexa, play the Mike O'Mara Show, and I will do just that. I hope you enjoy the guys as much as I do, and if you do not, I will not be happy. Remember, I can play the Mike O'Mara Show for you, today, and every day. All you need to do is ask Alexa.
Thank you very much, Alexa. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Cornerstone. Summertime. Temperatures rising. Conversely, mortgage rates are falling. That means it's a perfect time to call Cornerstone First Financial.
Perfect.
Yes, low rates, baby, and Cornerstone can save you big bucks. So, whether you're buying a house or refinancing, or you just want to get a little cash in hand to make it a great summer, you've got to act right now while the market is still on your side. Call Cornerstone. Do it. Here's the best part. The folks at Cornerstone First Financial are TMOS listeners. Just like you.
Come on, man.
If you don't understand the intricacies of high finance, no sweat. They do, and they will take care of you. Trust the friends of TMOS. Sooner or later, inflationary pressure will push these rates back to realistic levels. So, this won't last. Act now. Cornerstone, licensed in California, Maryland, Virginia, D.C., Georgia, Florida, and Colorado. Click their banner on our website. Visit cornerstonefirst.com or call them at 866-625-1221. That's 866-12-625. Let me start again. Phone number. 866-625-1221. Cornerstone First Financial. Personal attention from application to closing. Thank you very much.
Colorado.
Woo!
Colorado.
I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes you just go crazy.
Yeah.
Mike,
You just
quick
yes.
sidebar, and I just
Sidebar.
want to plant this
Seed?
thought, the seed right now. When you had Sarah Fraser on the program when I was out of town, did she mention anything about her protege AJ that works on her show?
Didn't
Rob,
come up.
you did online. I know AJ's doing a special thing, right?
Yeah, well, she asked me to promote her YouTube, or I offered to promote her YouTube page because
she's got a YouTube page coming out. But I think we should have AJ in.
She asked you to promote that, and then you channeled your inner HBS, and you put out this glorious promo. You know, I'd love you to do that more for us, but that's all right. You immediately did it. It's like, hey, AJ, yes, I will. I love you. I love you. I love you. Please be with me. Please be with me.
Like you were there.
Thank you.
So.
What?
We support all the shows here.
We do
on at the Village, but also friends of ours.
Yeah,
I think I'm clear. And if I'm speaking out of school, I apologize. But AJ is going to be on national television as she is part of a national NBC show.
It's like what's the name of it?
I don't have it on top of my. I just want to make sure that we address this and have her on the program because it debuts within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Let's get her on.
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
Yes.
But, and by the way, I know there's been this, correct me if I'm wrong, all these women that have come on the show that we love to have on, Sarah Fraser, Angie Goff, AJ, and don't call her AJ, give her proper name that
Andrea
she's going to be. Andrea Lopez,
yes.
who is not only funny and talented, but a beautiful woman, and it's great to have her on. And by the way, this groundswell of people saying, "Oh, why are they always having? Why? What are you talking about? We hardly have guests ever. We hardly have guests on anyway, and we have Angie Goff once every 5-7 years.
Also,
and so this is one douchebag, one guy that started this crap out. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else that's there, but
no, they just stirring the pot.
Guy.
One guy.
It's one guy that everybody is unfriended. It's one guy that gets way too much attention. And as an administrator, I want him gone. I want him completely smited and out of it. Because I don't mind. Listen,
kick him out.
Gone. By the way, you take shots at Oscar, Rob, and me.
Bring it
every day. Bring it.
Don't talk about Maddie.
I have fun. Don't talk about Maddie. No. I'm not accepting Maddie. But Pony's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. He's fair.
But
actually, let's focus on Pony. Everybody
that would be wonderful.
Pony. We can work together.
Not guess. You know what? Let me explain what Angie Goff does. She comes in. Is she promoting something? Yes. What is she promoting? She's promoting her new venture at Channel 5. She's coming on our show. The Mike O'Mara show is not going to move the meter for her on her television venture. She comes in because she's a friend of this show. And she's engaging, and she's got a great personality, and she's got a great social media presence, and she's fun.
And she knows how to give a birthday present.
Yes.
And she knows how to give a birthday present. She comes in and gives me the cake that has 90 on it. That's funny. That's because she brings something. Sarah Fraser is a spark plug. Yeah. And yes, is she a little neurotic about getting married? Yes, she is. Of course she is. But she's entitled to that because when Sarah Fraser comes in for free on our show, she pops in anytime we ask. And I swear to God, that douchebag that takes shots at her, you're taking a shot at the wrong people.
Right.
Okay?
Don't be a douche canoe.
Don't be a douche canoe. All right? And it has something to do with my Irish bag that you can do, Mike. And this is another Mike that's out there that probably isn't his real name.
No.
Smite that guy. Get him the hell off of there. Not because we don't take any negativity at all, but I don't take it when they're talking about wonderful people that are easy to pick on. By the way, the lack of testicles for that you're taking shots at somebody that come in and visit.
Yes.
Oh, shut up. God almighty. Makes me ill. It really does. Yes.
Mike, the show is called Bring the Funny, and it is kind of like an American Idol for comedians, to overly simplify it.
Yes,
it's hosted. Comedy. The judges are Kenan Thompson, Chrissy Teigen, and Jeff Foxworthy, and it premieres on NBC on Tuesday, July 9th. So I'll check that out.
Can you please book Andrea on the show?
Of course, I shall.
As that's going to be a monster show on NBC, Mike.
Any movement on Saran Jones from Scott and
she
Bailey?
She is not currently doing any press. I heard from London actually yesterday, but I will stay on it.
We do have Saran wrap in the kitchen.
And she's going to do her Saran wrap.
God damn it.
God damn it!
But can't you work harder to not take no for an answer?
What did I just say?
I said you just said she's not doing any press. I don't want you to take no for an answer.
And I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm giving you an update.
I'd love to get an A-list guest sometime in 6 months.
Or guests.
Yes.
You know, I'd like to know when's our next A-lister?
We don't have anything in the pipeline right now.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
So work on it. You're not working on it. If you worked on it, you tell me about it every week. I want her. She's a British actress. She'd love to do American media. I'd love to get her on.
Let's offer her an honorarium.
An honorarium?
Yes, get her. Tell her if she comes on our show, we will put a diploma on the wall next to Oscars.
Wonderful.
I'm very excited.
Or give her a bonus show subscription.
So there are no A-list guests in the pipeline at all.
Who's in the pipeline?
Right. Vern Lundquist now.
This dovetails into my next subject. That I wrote this down, and I mean this sincerely, okay? I wrote it down here. Here it is. Let me see. How much do people count on me forgetting things? And I think people count on me forgetting a lot. Rob counts on me forgetting to ask him about guests. Oscar counts on me forgetting to ask him about hats and T-shirts. It'll just go away. It's just Mike bloviating, and And by the way, what happened to the backdrop I was supposed to see this week?
The pictures
How
you're
much
supposed
do
to see?
people? I wrote it right down here. How much do people count on me forgetting things? So I'm not forgetting guests. It's part of your job.
I know.
So when you say there's nobody in the pipeline, for God's sakes, please. There, that's my rant.
Let's look at the upside.
Yes. What?
The picture hasn't frozen today.
That's true.
And that was massive, but that was immediate. I just wonder. So the question to both of you, honest answer.
Yes.
Please answer honestly.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much do people, everybody around our operation, count on me just ranting and raving, and then I forget about it?
I can only speak for myself, Mike.
All right. Very good.
I'd rather give you the news early than you say, what about this?
So you do not want me to come back like 3-4 weeks, 5 weeks down the road and say, what happened to this, what happened to this?
No, that's just for me because I know the pain of the conversation of when you have to remind me about something.
Okay, so what about you?
I don't count on it either. I mean, I love to bring you good news when I have it, but I don't bring to you, what I don't like to come to you is say, no movement on this, no movement on this. If I have something good, I love to bring it to you.
Would you rather hear no movement as like an update, maybe that nothing's come, or just... Like, because some people don't like the bad news.
To be honest, and this is easy for me to say, as I sit here and I am not a guest booker, but what I would love to see is just to, periodically, and I'm talking about every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
To just get
2 weeks?
one. Yeah, every 2 weeks, maybe one, and stuff like that. And I think if we had that, we wouldn't get people throwing darts at our local guests that we like to bring in. By the way, and the criteria for bringing somebody on this show, if you are not meaningful to our listening audience, or you're not well known to our listening audience, is that you come in and you're fun, and you come in and you have something to say.
Personality.
That's what it is. And by the way, we love doing guests. We don't rely on it. We don't make it a cornerstone of the show, but we like to do it. And, I always think that sometimes when it's a slightly more obscure program, that we would be able to, get somebody. And I hate it when they just say, not doing that.
And as I said, I mean, this is the most recent I've heard from them. This was overnight. This came in at 3 a.m. But that's not no. That's just we're going to stay on it. And you know what? Now we're on their radar. They actually replied. It was tough to get a reply because all their stuff is based in London. It's not like,
what are your thoughts on Johnny the Intern next week?
Johnny the Intern, he's promoting what?
You know what? I'll get our guest booker in touch with his, and we'll
Can you
we'll
just
figure
briefly
out what's going on.
share the line that Johnny shares with us about what they called him in elementary
Okay,
school?
this is great. Johnny had what I would call a less than banner day on Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah, we had him in here to run a wire from the television that you're on to the computer, which sits by me.
For the new camera.
And when you do that, what you do is you would start at the computer and work backwards so all your slack is on one end, right? He did it exactly the opposite, and while he did it, untucked every other wire that put it on the floor all the way in. And so Oscar and I are trying to figure out the best way to make your picture not freeze, and we come back in, and really, it looks like the Den of the Soul, the Well of the Souls in Raiders of the Lost Ark, because there's that much wire.
With the snakes?
Yeah, just snakes everywhere. And I said, Johnny,
what are you doing?
I said, and really, in unison, we said, what are you doing? And he says, well, I'm just trying to run this wire like you asked me to do. And then his phone rings. He says, hold on a second. And he picks up the phone, and he says, and this is what the end I hear is, yes? 12:30. But I gave you the card. Is it you? Okay. And he hangs up. I said, what was that? He says, they're not bringing lunch today.
Priorities,
so
gentlemen.
I point to him and I say, so when you go home and you replay today in your head, what's your favorite thing you fucked up? The studio or lunch? Which is your better one? And then we were talking. He says, well, I always have sort of a history of that. I lost a spelling bee in elementary school. I said, really? He said, yeah, the word was Pierce. And I said, that's not a hard word. He said, I know. And now you need to know that his name is Johnny Kendall. And so his nickname in elementary school was Johnny Can't Spell.
Johnny Can't Spell.
Can you imagine?
Kids can be cruel. Kids can be cruel.
Well, he tells us his story and then mopes his way out into the sunset of his day.
I guess I gotta walk to Sweet Green.
Johnny Can't Spell. Well, we accomplished something here. We established with the high school comments, and Mike, people don't count on me for forgetting things. So that's me being paranoid. So that's two paranoids. That's the paranoia theme of today's show. We'll take a break, come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Do you have a question, comment, or query for the Mike O'Mara Show? Or perhaps you're blackout drunk and need to express your verbal diarrhea? If so, call the Yak Shack at 888-920-MORE.
888-920-MORE. 888-920-MORE. 888-920-MORE. Call the Yak Shack today.
Is that it?
It scares me every time.
Thank
Horrifying.
you. Hiring is challenging, but there's one place you can go where hiring is simple, fast, and schmott. It's the place where growing businesses connect with qualified candidates. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com. ZipRecruiter sends your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards, but they don't stop there. With their powerful matching technology, ZipRecruiter scans thousands of resumes to find people with the right experience and invites them to apply for your job. As applications come in, ZipRecruiter analyzes each one and spotlights the top candidates so you never miss a great match. ZipRecruiter is so effective that 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. The first day!
24 hours, Oscar.
Woo! Right now, our listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. That's ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. Remember, ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire, and we thank you. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Just got time for a short break here. I alluded to this earlier in the week that we are playing a classic board game in the O'Mara household, which has brought back childhood memories
you
to
mentioned,
me.
but you haven't told us the brand or the game itself.
2 days in a row, Wednesday and Thursday. We did it Wednesday, did it yesterday. Mrs. O'Mara, the little man, and myself, we sit down and we play this game. We play 2 versions of it before dinner, 2 versions of it after dinner, or maybe 1 version after dinner.
So it's all 3 of you playing?
Yes, it is an opportunity for me to teach my son about sportsmanship and how to deal with adversity. And it's been a bit of a challenge, but at the same time, a bit rewarding as he roots for me as well, which is pretty
so
special.
it's boys against girls then?
No, it's 3 against 3. It's Mama, Daddy, and Michael all playing against each other.
But he roots for you before he roots for Mom, is what I'm saying?
Yes, he does.
Well, then that is boys against girls, yeah.
Yes, it's
There's
fun.
a bros before hoes.
Mama doesn't like it because you know Carla, right? You guys know Carla well enough to know Mama's competitive. Like ridiculously competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, insanely competitive, like more competitive than me. And I didn't think anybody was more competitive than me. And this is a game I played with my grandmother. That's how long ago this is, and I did it for hours and hours and hours, and we loved it. And by the way, the only hint I will give you is that the version that they offer today is so much cheaper than the version that I remember. The version I remember was a much nicer game. It's different now.
Quality
it's much
wise?
more
Okay, so
quality
then
wise.
We
paid $9 for this game at Walmart.
And I don't think it's Clue. But here's the clue.
I have a great guess.
I'll give you 5 questions.
There's probably a lot of pieces to it because if there's something that is going to reflect in quality, there's probably something going on. Does it involve the rolling of dice?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I guess?
Yes.
But then you're eliminated if you get it wrong.
Oh, I think I got this.
Oh,
all right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hungry Hippos.
No, that is not correct. Same era, probably, but
dummy. No dice in Hungry Hippos.
All right, it's the marbles. You're right. Thank you.
Rob Spiewak, do you have a question?
Yeah, how does he stay employed? Okay, it involves dice rolling. Does it have a board? Like a board that opens up?
Yes.
All right. Then I'm going to guess.
Doesn't open up.
It doesn't open
but it
up.
has a board.
Okay, so it's not.
I know what this is.
Oh, okay. Does it have no? Because that doesn't have dice.
And you know what? I'll help you out one more time.
Okay.
It does involve dice. It doesn't involve rolling dice.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ask him if it has 8 sides.
Does it? It's not Dungeons and Dragons, Oscar.
As a matter of fact, I'll give you one more. Even one more.
Okay.
It involves a gadget.
Okay.
Ooh,
does it? Oh, I know what it is.
I
know what it is. Mike,
what?
Do the dice reliant on a pop-o-matic cube?
Yes, they are.
My answer is trouble.
Trouble, ladies and gentlemen.
And I believe it's the Pop-O-Matic Dome.
Trouble.
I'm sorry, I misspoke.
The Pop-O-Matic Dome.
Yeah.
And I will tell you,
That's
in
the gimmick,
day,
man. Yeah. Great.
Let me explain how Trouble used to be when I played with my God rest her soul, my grandmother, Sally. When I would play with her, the Pop-O-Matic would be in the center of a hard, clear plastic board. And the hard, clear plastic board would have little slots, little plastic slots where you would take wooden dowels, multicolored wooden pegs that you would put. Now, this is what Trouble is now. Now Trouble is a prefabbed, soft plastic with nipples on it that you superimpose the paper-thin piece of board on top of it, and then the little nubs you put plastic cones on, and it's far more inexpensive. They figured out a way, but it's still trouble.
You know
and
what?
It still works.
I know some young man has a birthday coming up, and I know that also you can find classic board games on eBay where you can get. My mother bought an original version of Monopoly that is really, really cool.
Oh, the old version, the classic version of Trouble will be so much better than the modern one.
think of all the germs.
Well, what you do is you wipe it down.
Yeah.
Give it a little spritz of Lysol.
I feel like you'd get like Park Place and a booger would be on it, you know?
Like a Trump,
look what I found inside the
property.
Look what I found inside the Scotty dog. Oh, no! Right where his butt is. Oh, my God. Well, anyway.
The Scotty
it's
dog.
Trouble. It's trouble. The little Scotty dog. We'll take a break.
I'm the Scotty dog.
Scotty dog. I always wanted to be the race car. Shocker. We'll take a break and come back with a news. Oscar's Take.
Oscar's Take.
On the Mike O'Mara.
This week on the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show.
What I think happened is I turned 18, and thank you. This was a while ago.
Right.
And I think I looked at myself in the mirror on that day, and I said, I can vote, and I can mobile order at Chipotle because I'm still scared of social interaction. I'm an adult. And I think in that moment, I also decided that means I'm done growing and done learning. I'm fully formed, baby.
Fully formed. Love that
The
line.
Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Because 5 hours a week just ain't enough. Always available at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Bonus.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by the TMOS bonus packages. So, I was watching the Democratic presidential debate last night.
Yes.
Apparently, there's an election coming up or something. Don't ask me. I no longer take the local paper. Anywho, all of these candidates are in Miami Beach, and they can't seem to agree on anything.
Oh.
John Hickenlooper claims his nameplate is too narrow. Joe Biden keeps telling Pete Buttigieg that he's a cutie pie. Andrew Yang just said he was an ass man. Kamala Harris keeps challenging Justin Bieber to a fight. And Bernie Sanders says he can't get a decent bagel anywhere in South Beach. Sad. At least there's one thing they all can agree on.
What's that?
They all agree that all Americans need the TMOS bonus show.
Yes.
Remember, the bonus show is your passport to the assport. Listen once and you'll see. It'll keep America great. Click the banner on our website and you'll get access to all of our bonus content, and you'll be helping TMOS. So please buy the TMOS bonus show because we all love the USA. TMOS bonus show brought to you by LaChoy soy sauce. LaChoy makes Chinese food. Swing American. Thank you.
Mike, I've got to trademark passport to the assport. I think we need to own that. Yeah.
The Mike O'Mara bonus show is your passport to the assport.
That's a T-shirt if I've ever seen one.
Thank you. Passport to the assport. How about that? Passport to the assport on the front.
Yes.
And TMOS logo on the back.
Love it.
Yeah, with a picture of an airport.
Yes,
Or,
exactly.
or you know what? Maybe you put the TMOS logo on the front.
Yeah.
And then passport to the assport so you can see.
I love it.
People can look at your ass as you're leaving.
We have old Reagan Airport, like they're just the old terminal.
The T in Assport is the tower at Dulles.
Oh.
Yeah. And now it's time for Oscar's Take, ladies and gentlemen. A review and comment of the news of the day, as only our Bolivian bloviator can do it. The views expressed by Oscar Santana do not in any way represent the views of the Mike O'Mara Show, its listeners, or the right-thinking citizenry of the United States. And now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Oscar's Take.
Oscar's Take.
Oscar, there's a 58-year-old woman named Valerie Sanders in Catterick, North Yorkshire, England.
Oh.
And last year, she kept asking her husband Michael to stop working out so much so he could do some of the vacuuming and cleaning around their house. Well, she was arrested.
Oh.
4 years ago, the UK made coercive control illegal. That's basically mentally abusing someone by controlling them. And while it's great to recognize the realities of non-physical abuse, this really isn't what the law was made for. Valerie wound up spending 17 hours in a jail cell, and now, 14 months later, the charges were dropped right before she was supposed to start her trial. So why did Michael call the cops? Quote, she was controlling. She was constantly on me. I'm not sure if she should have gone to court or not. That was not my decision. They're now getting divorced, Oscar. So that's coercive. It's called coercive control in the UK.
Fellas, It's hard to talk about this, what people call this mental abuse, right?
Right.
Psychological abuse. And for me, I always felt like when you get into relationships, there's always like a power. There's always a dominant within the relationship. Some people's always like better looking, and someone clearly up under their coverage. I know that my wife is better looking than I am.
Yeah.
And I know that Mike is, he's first to tell you, he's the luckiest man in the world. As Carla is, looks wise, is better looking than Mike.
Yeah. It's more of a tie in my house.
Yeah. I know. Okay.
I would say, for me, I think the leader always.
He can't stop to move past that.
I think both.
It's very
He's
close.
in a dark week. He's like in Middle Earth this week.
Yeah.
He's in Middle Earth.
Yeah, I'm leaving town this
He really
weekend, Mike, to find the ring.
I think the person.
My precious.
When I see what is called psychological abuse, it depends on the person.
Yes,
and
it
this
does.
guy in London clearly just wanted a mommy, and he married his mommy. And now
agree.
he's mad about it, and they're getting divorced.
and it's all over
Yes.
coercive control. You're listening to Oscar's Take.
Oscar's
ladies and gentlemen.
Take.
Oscar, a lot
That
of the
was loud,
interns
sorry.
at businesses this summer are from Generation Z. Those are people born between the mid-90s and mid-2000s, and because of the world they grew up in, apparently they don't know how to do basic office tasks.
Johnny.
Like, number one, addressing an envelope to send regular mail. Wow. Number two, taking a message. Number three, using a landline phone. And number four, reading cursive handwriting. But if you want them to help with tech problems or building up social media followers, they're the masters of that. But it says Generation Z doesn't have some of these skills. I know we have a lot of Generation Zers around Podcast Village.
Yep.
What say you?
Like people skills, the most important thing in the world, your interpersonal communication skills.
And it transcends generations.
The list is absolutely right. It's our job here as, I would say, leaders to show not just our TMOS interns, but Podcast Village interns the way of the world. The first thing that came to mind when you mentioned that is when I took Ethan, and Ethan now is back in Ohio.
Yes, he is.
But Ethan had never been to a post office. And when he mentioned that to me, I said, well, I will show you what a post office is. I will show you what you do when you get there. And because that's what we do, is we kind of joke about things. I introduced him to our post office lady, and I said, this gentleman's the first time he's ever been here.
She's great.
Can you explain to him what happens here? And he's like, his hands are in his face. I'm like, no, this is important. You need to know what happens. She goes,
And then when you're walking back, you said to each other, how could you have lived without missing that much fun?
That's right.
Yes, sir.
She
That
said,
incredible fun.
son, just make sure you know this isn't free. She goes, kids your age drop off packages all the time, and they don't put postage on it.
Oh my
Just
God.
remember to put postage on the package.
Generation Z, ladies and
can
gentlemen.
I sidebar
Yes,
real
yes,
quick?
yes.
His name comes up again. Yes, we had a package we needed to return to a tech company yesterday, and Pony and I made the arrangements, and they emailed the prepaid label, and we gave it to Johnny to package up, and just all we needed was a UPS pickup.
Johnny had a good day yesterday.
No, Mike, I watched him screw around with this for an hour and a half. It took him 20 minutes to get scissors. He said, yeah, I just need these to put the tape on.
He's learning.
He's learning. Yeah, he's learning. He's
and
learning.
nobody likes to talk to people. They just like emailing them. That's
There
it.
you go.
Johnny's a talker.
You're listening to
Oscar's take.
Oscar, a product designer in England, recently won an award for a new kit that would allow men to actually lactate and breastfeed their baby.
Go on.
Apparently, guys already have the necessary breast tissue. It's just dormant. So she put together a prototype kit that includes a male maternity bra and a breast pump, but the lactation part mainly involves 2 hormone pills. One is a birth control pill a lot of women take called progestin that tricks your body into thinking you're pregnant, and the other pill makes you produce something called prolactin, which causes lactation. You'd start taking the first one 9 months ahead of time and the second one 4 times a day for 6 weeks before the due date. And she says combining them will make men lactate so they can breastfeed or chest feed, as she calls it. I'm interested in your take on this.
This is weird. I don't, and I don't want to exclude anybody, but I don't know what it might feel like to watch your wife or a mother say breastfeed and say there's a connection between you and the baby. I've always heard this. I don't know enough about it. But I don't know unless outside of comedic purposes.
Turn that off.
I don't know, some CB interference.
Outside of something in Meet the Fockers.
Right.
Why?
Right. I have nipples, Greg.
This would ever come about. Because realistically, why would you want that bond if there's somebody in front of you that can give you that bond? And say, worst case scenario, you lose that person. Say a childbirth, you lose the mom.
Right.
I don't think that the value, I guess the upside of breastfeeding.
I wish that everyone is watching this on video because the gesture Oscar is making.
I can wrap my mind around, but I'm no doctor.
You're cupping yourself.
I'm no doctor.
You are no
Well,
doctor.
all I know is get that story read out to Zoolander. You're listening to Oscar's Take, ladies and gentlemen.
And then he'll cry.
We're the fat primates, says Debbie Swain Lenz, a postdoctoral associate in biology at Duke University. She and her team have discovered one reason why humans are so much heavier than our monkey relatives. Their findings appear in the latest issue of Genome Biology and Evolution. To put this in perspective, even the fittest humans can have twice the amount of body fat as a typical chimp, which is usually less than 9%. A healthy human body fat percentage can be anywhere from 14 to 31%. Even though chimps and humans have nearly identical DNA sequences, there's a critical difference in how our DNA is packed in fat cells. The difference has led humans to lose their ability to efficiently burn bad fat into the good calorie-burning kind. So we're the fattest primates.
Well, it's flawed, Mike, because I don't think the chimps ever had the Golden Corral available to them.
That's right.
We're a land of
Western Sizzler.
we're the land of buffets. We all get excited, including guys like me. When you're like, all you can eat. All right, let's figure out what's going on here. Right?
Yes, this is a challenge.
What do you want to do now, Mata? They've got both sushi and Chinese food.
Soft serve ice cream, Lancelot! What are we gonna do now?
Credo. Make sure they get that. That's oldie but goodie. Lancelot Link, everybody.
I literally ordered donuts to the studio.
Yes.
It's the end of our civilization.
Yeah, they don't do that at the zoo.
Fantastic. And now finally on Oscar's Take, ladies and gentlemen. Oscar, a new study published in the Journal of Business Ethics suggested that employees who view pornography during work hours can harm the company. For business leaders, the act of watching any kind of content at work is a problem. It costs companies millions of dollars in wasted time, but the study focused on how employees interact in the workplace. Researchers said that pornography consumption could increase unethical behavior. What is your take on that?
This is perfect timing.
Is it?
Yes, because we were all talking about our kind of YouTube history.
Yeah.
Downstairs with the team, just what the last three videos just came up. I think just yesterday after lunch, because someone had their YouTube video of the Santana Moss show, and they said it looked all Santana Moss, right?
Fantastic. Very good to see that.
Which is good, which is fine. I said, do you all use private browsing? Because somebody was using a private browser. And they're like, sometimes. I said, you know that we can still see what you do even though you private browse. Like the back end of our infrastructure for work still knows if you're going to an inappropriate site. Right. I'm just giving you a heads up.
Tomorrow, not tomorrow, but Monday on the show, I would like to do a deep dive on my YouTube page and figure out for two reasons. Number one, I want to know how to clean it up.
Yeah.
And number two, I'll share with you what's on there. And there is a lot of bikini fishing all over the page.
Bow fishing, yes.
It's like all bikini bow fishing.
And it's nice that you're ready to tidy up, Mike. Everyone likes it to be clean.
I think it's important. I really do.
If you're watching pornography at work, there are bigger problems.
Yeah.
Because you're taking risks. Especially in a world of people just walking around you and seeing whatever you're watching that are not equivalent to the reward.
And you got to see, Mike, the way the computers are set up. It's not even cubicles downstairs.
No.
It's like a work farm.
And I know it's not happening. I'm hoping it's not happening here. Right. But what I'm saying, anywhere, even if you work at H&R Block and nobody's there between the months of June and I would say January.
Right.
You're just asking for a world of hurt.
And with the whole unethical thing, it means, you might not be untrustworthy, but you could come across as appearing untrustworthy. You got that phrase? Anyway, let's take a break. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have the final audio vault.
I've got a game for you, Mike. I got a game cooked up.
What? Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh. for the audio vault?
Yeah, you'll like it. It's fun.
All right, we'll do that when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's Political Persuasions.
Tonight, I am speaking to you.
This week on Political Persuasions, Mike and I unpack the great debate. He still likes Elizabeth Warren, plus Mueller testifying. What will it mean? Healthcare, guns, we got it all. Tune in.
You can download Political Persuasions at politicalpersuasions.com, iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever fine podcasts are found.
By the way, for full disclosure, I happen to like the person that, oh, that's right, hit it out of the park last night. The person that's changed her political
Joe Biden.
fortunes.
That's right. Bernie Sanders. Bagel.
Kamala.
Who?
Oh, sorry.
Harris.
Anyway, welcome back to the Mike O'Mara
It's
Show.
Harris.
Harris. Kamala. If you crave entertainment, it's a great time to be alive. As I live and breathe, there is no shortage of wonderful diversions that will amuse and delight you. Why not try a stereoscopic photo viewer or listen to a high-fidelity record? Perhaps look at a motion picture on a Super 8 projector or drop by a church picnic for deviled eggs and fellowship. If you like mysticism, how about a Ouija board? It can't be beat. And there's top-notch storytelling every night on network radio. Plus, pornography is never more than a click away on your smartphone. The hard stuff. What's with him this week? He's out of his mind this week. The hard stuff. You know what I mean? The real deal.
You know.
The hard stuff, you know? The real deal. But instead, may I suggest buying a ticket and attending the TMOS 10th Anniversary Spectacular, Saturday, November 16th, 2019.
The real deal.
The real deal.
The hard stuff, Mike.
The entire TMOS crew at the Zappos corporate headquarters with an amazing all-new show. That's entertainment. Tickets are on sale now at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Until they sell out, they will sell out. The TMOS 10th Anniversary Spectacular, brought to you by Zappos. You bring the porn, we'll bring the laughs. That's exactly what they want from Zappos. By the way, it's a weekend. Weekend's here. Have a can of beer, as some guy used to say.
A very smart man used to say that, yes.
So buy yourself the tickets to the Saturday show.
get
Let's
on
sell
it.
it out this
Come
weekend.
on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's open up the audio vault for today, Friday, June 28th, 2019. Rob Spiewak.
Congratulations. Yesterday, the honor was afforded to our own guest on this show recently, Billy Riley.
This is fun.
I'm sorry, it's actually the Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster.
Oh,
It's legit the Cookie Monster in the dugout.
Yeah, they did.
that's so funny.
Singing.
Do they do it from the dugout now?
No, I think he's up in the
He's,
press
he's
box.
in press box?
Yeah, I think he's in the
I'm
press
sorry,
box.
I saw the video. I just saw the video, and it was just so funny to see the puppet singing.
I mean, blue puppet bouncing, you know.
I love it. You know, there is a YouTube video that I go to again and again and again. It's when Don Zimmer was managing the Chicago Cubs, and he has this great fight with a referee, with an umpire, where he comes out and his head is shaking, and the ump's saying, and then at the very end, after it like dies down and they separate them, you get Harry Carey, the late great
so
Harry
great.
Carey, and they had this massive fight, and the only comment from Harry Carey is, "Isn't it priceless?" Oh, I miss that guy. Oh, I love that guy.
All
What a
right,
great
one thing that we all have in common, dog owners. You have, you still have a dog. You've had many dogs throughout your life. You have
Yeah,
Santos.
he's taking his brat pills up
Santos.
here.
Yeah.
He's such a pain in the ass. I swear to God, I'm going to go fishing with him.
And of course, Linus, or as I like to call him, Einstein. I think all of our dogs are smarter than this dog. This is a dog in Ohio that ate 5 pounds of rocks.
Oh, no.
5 pounds.
read about that.
Foil packs on the grill, and
I'm sorry, let me start from the front because I walked on the baby talker.
we had shrimp foil packs on the grill, and all of the butter and the broth, we found out that somebody had dumped theirs into the rocks. He just ate them up, and they started coming out the rear end. I was wondering how much he could possibly hold, and it had to have been at least 5 pounds. Bags like this. His stomach was full, his intestines were full, like they were all throughout. It's cool to see an x-ray like that, but at the same time as when it's your dog, it's a little scary. He's awesome. He's back to his regular self under very intense supervision. Sometimes even good dogs just get into stuff.
The x-ray is remarkable because you can actually see all of the rocks in there. Now, We don't have video of the dog as he recovers, but do you know how NBC sometimes uses animation to recreate something? We have a chilling recreation. Let's close with this.
Okay.
Of the dog curing himself from eating 5 pounds of rocks. Oh. Hubcap? That's horrible. That's your magic. He's going to be all right. That's your magic audio vault. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Oh, my God. That's it. Hey, everybody, buy tickets for our live show coming up in Las Vegas on November 16th. We got an extra show on Saturday night. We want you to be there. And don't forget, the Yak Shack open all weekend. We love your yaks, morning, noon, and night. Doesn't matter. You wake up first thing in the morning, you're right before you go to bed. 888-920-MORE, 888-920-6673. And send your correspondence to Rob with 2 B's.
Do it.
For our mailbag on Tuesday. Those are your instructions.
Thank you.
Other than that, have a fantabulous weekend. For Oscar Santana and Rob Spiewak, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Thank God it's Friday!
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
You know, I think I've turned a corner today, but it's for a purpose. It made me feel good about myself. It was like I did something constructive with my life or something. Like I accomplished something.
Are you okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, did you say yes, sir?
I think he said, yeah, sure. What'd you say, man? Well, I said, yeah, sure, but literally what I said was, yeah, sure, sir.
So you are okay, then?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you just kiss my left nut?
This show doesn't work for me. It just doesn't.